Hello and welcome to Tarot by the Moon. This is my channel, Tarot by the Moon. This is Tasha here at Tarot by the Moon. Hello everyone, welcome to Tarot by the Moon. It's wonderful to be here again. It's wonderful to be able to come on and do these videos and share this with you guys. This is a starseed reading. I'd like to announce that we're in Scorpio season, just begun Scorpio season a couple of days in. So happy birthday to all my lovely Scorpios out there. We're in a new moon. We've just had an eclipse yesterday and we'll be in the effects of that eclipse for the next 6 months at least. So eclipses, we can talk briefly about eclipses. Those are times of great changes. We may see great changes across the board for humanity and within our own personal lives. Also what we're changing on the inside, I feel like a lot of us are changing a lot of things on the inside, starting on the inside, and it will reflect in your outer appearance. I want to say people will start to notice that you just look different, and maybe ask you what you've been doing, and you'll sort of think to yourself, well, nothing in particular, but there's changes, and I don't know, consider it a glow up, as the kids today say. Yeah, consider it a glow up sort of time. But these changes will have been in the offing for a long time. They may have been things that have been hanging over, big changes that you've perhaps been hesitant to make, that you feel that you've held yourself back for, that you feel that you've been held back from. And now the universe is fully supporting you to go ahead and make these changes. Now they could be releasing, there'll be a lot of releasing, there'll be a lot of letting go of things that don't work for us anymore, okay? Especially at this time of year, most natural, most perfect time of year for just allowing things to fall away, allowing things to die off, right? That are not working for you anymore, not giving them the energy they need to thrive anymore, okay? Just falling in with that autumn Scorpio season vibe of just allowing it to die. Don't forget, Scorpio rules death and rebirth, okay? So allowing those things to die off with the energy of the season, with the energy of Scorpio, with the energy of the eclipses, so that we can bring in whole new ways of doing things. Now some of you may have already done all of that kind of work and are ready to implement changes which are sort of more based upon starting new things, which is also the perfect energy for at the minute. Whichever side of that you're on, the universe is fully supporting you, because we're in the new moon. We're in the new moon, my loves. So while we're in the new moon, it's a perfect opportunity to start new things. So you might be thinking, well, I've done all the letting go, I've done all the releasing, I've done all the allowing things to die off. I'm ready to start new things that perhaps you've held yourself back from doing before. Maybe it's about learning new things or implementing new skills or putting yourself out there in the world in some new way, okay? And the universe is fully supporting you to go ahead and do that at the minute as well, because we're in a very auspicious new moon phase, okay, my loves? So all that being said, welcome to my reading. Thank you to everyone who continues to show me support. Please keep it coming with the likes and the shares and the subscribes. It's super important that I get the likes and the subscribes to keep this channel growing, even if it's only in small amounts at a time. So long as it's growing, then that's all good. I appreciate every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. Please get in touch. Please interact with each other. Please leave me comments. It all helps the algorithms, my loves, okay? So I hope you're all well. I hope you're all enjoying Scorpio so far. I hope you're all enjoying spooky season. We're nearly at Samhain, so how exciting is that? Halloween, otherwise known as, which is on Monday. Yeah, Monday next week. So I really feel there's been a really cool build up to it this year. A lot of you may have been finding you've been having a lot of psychic experiences. You may be feeling a lot more psychic than you usually are. You may be dreaming a lot stronger than you normally do as well with the eclipses. The eclipses will bring on vivid dreams, lucid dreams, etc. So pay attention to those as well. There can be ways that our loved ones can pass us messages through our dreams as well. I know personally I get a lot of that. You may be finding you're getting all sorts of psychic messages coming through and things like that, or little clues from our loved ones that have passed over, okay? So don't be scared of any of that. Embrace it, open your heart up. It can feel a little strange and it can feel a little bit, well, it is what it is, you know, but please do not be scared. Please, let's start learning how to just accept and integrate these skills and understand that crossing over into what we call death is just merely a transference of energy from one realm to another, a one way of living, just being transfigured into another way of living, okay, my loves, and they're never far away from us, especially when we have those moments where they're in our thoughts and our feelings, I want to say, okay. You may be feeling very emotional with Scorpio season as well. Allow it. Don't go around thinking, oh, what's wrong with me, what's wrong with me. It's the season, okay. It's okay to be feeling a little bit deep, a little bit moody, super spiritual, a little bit teary, super sexy even. All of those things tie in with Scorpio, okay. And if you're feeling intense, it's very intense energy, intensely in any of those sorts of directions, there's nothing wrong with you. You were perfectly in tune with nature and with the seasons, okay, my loves. Just allow it to be, allow it to come up, and ask spirit for help with how you can work with that and integrate all of that energy into your life, okay, my loves. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to go in with our starseed reading. This is our starseed reading for anyone who hasn't joined us before. This isn't a tarot reading, this is a starseed reading. I do a tarot reading. If you look back at my videos, I do a tarot reading and then I follow it up a couple of days later, usually with a starseed reading. So this is a starseed reading, and we do use some tarot sometimes just to clarify extra messages coming in. You don't need to be a particular star sign. It's for everyone. Everyone's welcome. You might find it really resonates. You might find it don't. Please just enjoy it for what it is. Please consider yourself protected and healed when you come into one of my readings on this channel or otherwise. Also, what else did I want to say? Please don't give any money away to anyone posing as me either, because it won't be me. I do not approach people and ask them for money or ask them if they want readings. If you would like a reading with me, that would be absolutely wonderful, and I will leave the details in the box below, and you will have to approach me for a reading and we can set it up from there. So please be aware of that, because all tarot readers get scammed. Facts, okay, my loves. Just protect yourselves. So all that being said, I'm going to do what we always do. You're a tarot by the moon. I'm going to call in the highest vibration of love and only love into this reading today for ourselves, for anyone else involved in your reading, for anyone else who's passed over into spirit either recently or in the past, for all of our ancestors, for all of our guides, for all of the beautiful animals that live here on this planet with us, for all of the plants, all of the creatures, all of the different species, aquatic, birds, insects, bacteria, and anything else that are surely our teachers, our helpers, and our guides. Nothing but the highest vibration of love and radical compassion. And so it is, my darlings, and so it is, and so it is. So, just in case you haven't tuned in before, what you can hear in the background are my two dogs, Mr. Milo and Mr. Murray. They are absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Mr. Milo's doing some funny faces at me right now. Sorry. What are you doing? They like to join in. They might have a little bark. They might come and say hello. But they might have a little scratch or whatever. That's what you can hear in the background, okay? One's a little Jack Russell and one's a collie dog, okay, my loves? So all that being said, let's go in. Now, the way I do the starseed reading is I use the Starseed Oracle. It's a fantastic oracle set by Rebecca Campbell. Okay, and it's just a spread from there that involves 3 cards. And the first card is our expected life. The second card is our hero's journey or our soul's journey, because we're working on the premise here that we're all on a double mission, right? If you've been drawn to this reading, whether you're new to starseed theories or you know all about it and you're fully integrating your starseed experience, this reading will be of value to you. So we're on a double mission, okay? With starseeds, we're on a double mission. This is our expected life. This is our hero's journey or our soul's journey, yeah? And the third card is how we bridge it all together, okay? Now, I myself was motivated to start doing a starseed reading on top of my tarot reading after a wonderful lady in New Zealand actually approached me. I've sort of loosely known her for some time through various different things, and she approached me after watching my tarot reading. Hello, my dear. She knows who she is. I'm very, very grateful to her. And said, yeah, starseed. What about it? Would you like a starseed reading? I can give you your soul origins, your name, your mission on Earth, etc., etc. It's a bit of a speciality of hers. So obviously she wasn't lacking for any money or anything of the kind either. It was just all out of her own promptings and goodness. And she gave me this starseed reading, and it was something that I'd been curious about for a long time. And I thought, oh yeah, no, I felt so excited about it as well. I knew it was right for me. And when she gave me my starseed reading, wow, did it make sense? Did it hit home? She actually revealed to me that I've got Pleiadian origins. My soul originated in the Pleiades, just like a lot of other people's have. And that she was actually able to channel messages through from my Pleiadian grandmothers. And then after that, I was just so moved by it, literally moved, that I felt... Then I came across this oracle set, and as soon as I got it and started shuffling it and everything, I knew I had to bring it into the channel and share it with you guys so that we can open up about these subjects, because obviously when you first hear about starseeds, it is a little bit daunting. It is a little bit much to process and to take in and to digest, because after all, we do live in a very sort of brainwashed way where people, anyone who sort of believes in, you know, anything supernatural or that there may be alien races or anything of the kind is considered nuts. I feel like that's getting less and less of a thing, especially the less we give power to that sort of way of thinking as well. I feel like it is becoming more widely accepted. I feel like disclosure is, some people say it has happened, that's a whole can of worms, but the way I feel about it is happening a little bit at a time, just as it needs to. Okay. But, you know, if you're here, please, if you've just found this channel by complete accident, then there's something in these messages for you. I'm pretty sure it will resonate with you, so please stick around. It's a bit different. It's not your usual star sign tarot reading. Not that I'm knocking those, I absolutely love those guys. It's just something that I've been called to do. There's an awful lot of heavy energy here today, that's why this shuffle's taking so long. I only ever take the flippers and the folders as well, just for you guys to know, okay? Sometimes as shufflers, we shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle, and that's because there's a lot of heavy energy in the collective. And I'm not surprised. Scorpio season is classically very intense, very heavy. Right, that's a few too many, but I shall take them from the top. Okay. Okay, lovely. Right. So, I will have a look at the bottom one as well now in a minute. Let me just take it out before I forget. Okay. Also, I'd just like to say, please bear with me, because the way I do this, I don't have a script or anything controlled about it. I just go with my guidance, okay? It seems to be working, and I'm ever so grateful to my spirit guides and guardians for watching over these readings and guiding me along. If I speak very, very quickly, it's because I'm getting so many downloads so very quickly that I have a job to spit them out before they sort of disappear like melting snow. It's a bit like waking up from a dream is the only way I can describe it. You know when you have a really vivid dream and then you wake up and you can remember it all, but if you don't say it or write it down straight away, it goes. It's a little bit like that. So you might find I'm speaking very, very quickly. So that's the reason why. Or you might find I've gone very quiet. And that's because my guides have asked me to quiet down and listen, or to slow down so as they can bring stuff through. It depends. It depends on what energies we're in. It depends on what energies I'm in. It depends what guides are trying to come through and help me. There's a lot that it depends on. So please bear with me, because like I always say, I'm not making a TV show. It's a reading, and I don't try and control it or contain it in any way, shape or form. Okay, so let's go in. What have we got? I love these readings. Child of the Cosmos. Oh, look at that. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Look at that. We haven't had this one before, my loves. It's angelic. Look at it. Absolutely angelic, which we are, you know, which we are. So, well, most of the time, eh? This is our soul mission, our double mission that we're on, our hero's journey. Inner Earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. What did I talk about at the preamble at the beginning? A lot of us are having a lot of new beginnings with eclipse season coming in, okay, and the new moon, so that's absolutely perfect. And then how we're bridging it all together. The Welsh one, the hiraeth. In case some of you people around the world are wondering what my accent is, I have a Welsh accent. I'm actually Welsh. It's a little tiny country in the UK. It's a very old language. And a lot of the words that we use in the Welsh language, there's no words for them in the English language. Like a lot of the old languages have things like that, I suppose. And this one is hiraeth. And I'm so glad that one's come up. I think we have had that one before, but I'm always happy to see it. So that's how we're bridging it all together. Okay, let's have a little look at the book. I've not seen this one before. Child of the Cosmos. Bear with me, my loves. Child of the Cosmos. There's a mysterious force that governs all of life. An intelligence that tells flowers to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It is the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it, because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will. It's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated, as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells. To remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe. That you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities that ever were, are, or will be. And to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then so do you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Please bear with me 1 minute, my loves. I've got to see to my little dog bird. What's the matter, my boy? Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on. Come on. Come and say hello. Come and say hello. Oh, Mr. Milo, come and say hello. Sorry about that, guys, just back. What a beautiful card, and what a beautiful few paragraphs that is. Now, it does feel like, I want to share something with you that it just reminded me of straight away. Sometimes when I don't know if any of you have ever seen what a cell looks like, first of all, when it's magnified, is what I want to say. There are several pictures on the internet of what a cell looks like when it's magnified, and it is mind-blowing. It's like a city within a magic bubble that's it's unbelievably beautiful, indescribably intricate, etc, etc. And of course technology's come on incredibly over the last few years, so we're able to blow things up and look at them in that much detail, which is also incredible, and which is also a gift from our star ancestors. I want to say is that all the technology we've got. I just want to check. Okay. So, oh my god, where's this going? So sometimes, when I first looked at those, I thought, oh, they look really familiar. Now, how can they look really familiar, you might say? This technology to look at things that closely has only been around for a few years, but I swear that they did. They looked so familiar to me, right? And I swear to you, ever since I was a small kid, sometimes just when I'm sort of in a certain vibration or energy, and I just close my eyes, not for any particular reason even either, just blinking maybe even or something, I sort of see that. I sort of see something like that. And then I realised that I was doing that, and I started playing about with meditation with that. I really want me to share this with you. Okay. So I started playing about with meditation and that, if that makes sense, after realising that and seeing those images. I also shared this on, maybe on a podcast or on Facebook or on something, and a couple of people got back to me who are not necessarily what you would consider spiritual or psychic either. They were just people who were curious, but very trustworthy people. And they said, do you know what, I've had that as well. I've seen something like that when I've closed my eyes through my life. And I posted the image of the cell, and I've posted it quite a lot actually. She'll post it again on the Tarot by the Moon page so you guys can see it and see what I mean. And I sort of chatted about it. Something like I chatted about it somehow. I can't really remember, but I remember sort of communicating this publicly. And a few people said, do you know what? I thought, this is what I mean. This is the worry, isn't it? This is what's expected of us. Everyone's going to think you're mad, okay? But you know what? A couple of people, and like I say, those were the people. They were the kind of people as well that weren't necessarily psychic or into this tarot reading or whatever. They were just people who were curious and have an open mind. And they backed me up. Yeah, they've seen something like that as well. Where am I going with this? Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Also, I was having the information, and I'd had the information for a couple of years, that we are expanding our light bodies. Okay. And that our star ancestors are in touch with us and in communication with us psychically and telepathically to help us to actually learn how to move into our light bodies. So part of that, and I am giving you the very rudimentary meaning of this, and I apologise for that, but I've just got to go with what I got. Part of that, learning about that, was that there's a shift, which I already knew about that as well. It's like I've learned things in layers and overlaps, as I'm able to cope with, I suppose. That the planet has gone through a dimensional shift, okay, where we're vibrating at a higher frequency, and this is being backed up by science right now. This is a thing, but also that the human body has to catch up with that. So our cells, each individual one of our cells, generates energy and tells the rest of our body what to do, etc. Yeah, like grow your hair, or whatever those cells. Yeah, you with me? Yeah. So part of those cells' jobs as well is to actually store light. Now I'm putting that very broadly. Light, what does that mean, Tash, etc., etc.? Well, we could do hours and hours on that, and I'm certainly no expert, but there's lots of information out there, and I urge you to look it up. Don't drive yourself crazy with it, but especially, as I said, don't even look it up. Maybe just allow it. You might find that after you've watched this, some information pops up. Consider it, okay? Or that somebody chats about it. Consider what they're saying. Remain open. Because I think when you go looking, it's like anything on the internet. It's like the classic thing that people say of if you're not feeling well, or you're having some symptoms or something, you can look anything up. If you're looking for a review for something, you can find good reviews, bad reviews. You'll drive yourself crazy. So maybe just be wary of looking things up, is what I want to say, and just allow it to come to you. Also allow your own experiences to integrate and remain open-minded, okay? Human cell, I don't know, sorry, see, this is what I mean. This is the downloads I get. The downloads I get are often prompted by, especially during the starseed reading, I get a completely different energy in the starseed reading to what I do in my tarot readings, I have to say. They're reminding me of things that I already know a lot of the time. Even if I don't know them from a scientific, in-depth sort of way to explain it to you, I know them from my own experience, which is just as important as what they're saying to me right now, because that's how I can help other people, human beings to relate to what I'm saying, is that you don't have to be a scientist to understand quantum physics, or to understand how cells work, or to understand that our cells can recharge light when we use meditation, which is something that I experimented with myself. When you use meditation and you use those images of your cells, okay, and everything they're actually capable of, and you integrate light into that and hold light within that, it can raise your vibration quite dramatically and bring your light body into stability quite dramatically. Let's just put it like that. Okay, so we already know all this. This is what we're saying. A flower knows when to bloom. I love that. Exactly. We've got divine intelligence. We are part of divine intelligence. We are children of the cosmos, okay? I love this sentence here, and it really rang out to me when I read it out to you guys as well. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it. It reminds me of that fact and that phrase that we like to remind each other of sometimes, that it takes more energy and uses more facial muscles to frown than it does to smile. And it's the same principle, isn't it? It is easier to actually surrender to the idea of we are part of the universe. Just allow it. Like I say, don't go pushing it, don't go shoving it, don't go blocking it and questioning it. Just allowing it, just allowing those experiences to integrate. So for instance, when I first found out about the dimensional shift, that's a long time ago now, I randomly went to a talk in a festival of far out stuff, and it seemed pretty far out. It stayed with me when I came home, the information. It was also about the symbols that are found in crop circles, incidentally. So it stayed with me, and I found it very interesting. But it was totally far out, and I couldn't have understood then how that fitted in with light bodies, how that fits in with accepting that we're starseeds and part of a galactic family. I couldn't have. Years later, one of my friends who was like, he's so fantastic, bless him. And I really trust him in a spiritual sense and all of this, and he'd guided me very, very much so on a lot of things. Had talked to me about a galactic historian and put me onto a galactic historian and tried to explain to me all of this, and I had sort of like wanted to believe it, but also I had put up walls. I wasn't ready for it, and that's okay as well if you feel like that. This is what I mean. You take in as much information as you can, then you digest. It might take you years to digest a little bit of that information. But it doesn't matter why. It doesn't even matter why. It just does. Before you're ready for the next bit, and before you finally see how it all sorts of fits together, and you're ready to integrate the experiences. When you're ready to integrate your experiences, you're ready to open up and share with others so that they can integrate their experiences also. Hope this is making sense, and I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, but this is the way the starseed reading tends to be. So this is what is expected of us, is, do you know what I want to say? It's almost and this sounds quite sinister, but I feel like it needs addressing. What is expected of us is that we forget all of that, is that we forget that each one of our cells contains all this information that we need to upgrade into our light bodies, to upgrade into a higher vibration, to make ourselves well. I posted an interesting post on Facebook this week about how certain diseases and everything can't even exist in low vibrations. And it explains on there very succinctly how you can increase your vibration by laughing, by giving somebody love, by showing somebody kindness, by staying in empathy, and things like that will keep your vibration strong and keep it high, and that'll be contagious to other people. But things that bring it down are things like overthinking, worrying, stressing, bitching about stuff. All will lower your vibration, and when your vibration is lower, you'll get ill, you'll get sick, etc., etc. So some of that wanted to be said as well. That's what they want us. That's what's expected, is that we'll forget that we are in control of that, and that's how simple it is, and that we all already know. Right, for whatever I've said here today, this sounds far out. I feel like most people watching this will agree that laughter boosts your immune system, laughter picks you up, being kind, having a hug, all of those things increase your positivity, increase your vibration, increase your immune system. Nobody would argue with those things, okay? But what's expected of us is that we'll forget that, and I don't want to put power here, right? I don't want to put the energy here or bring paranoia into this reading whatsoever, but that's what's expected, is that we'll forget and we'll be easy to control, of course, yeah, and we'll be held back. But what our star family and our star ancestors, and remembering that we're part of a galactic family, is all about, is that we have them backing us up to remember that we are actually in control, and that it is that simple. It is that simple as, I feel my vibration slipping really low, or for myself, I'm really sensitive and everything. I find it really, it's great, I'm keeping my vibe high, I can see how it's affecting other people, and that's me all good, and it's all coming back to me, and it's all good, and then somebody will be a little bit horrible, or say something mean, or whatever, or I'll have to absorb something nasty that's happened, or wherever, and it can so easily be shot down, is what I want to say as well. But when you're in that lower vibration, then it's hard to remember how easy it is to actually get back out of it. Because when you feel like that wound, you catch somebody bitching about you or something like that, or you find you've absorbed a whole thing that you didn't need to absorb, but you've absorbed it for somebody else's energy or anger. Excuse me. And now you feel wounded and down and crestfallen, and it's like you forget when you're in that energy, that low energy, how easy it is to come back out of it. Okay, that's what's expected, because then we'll be easy to control and we'll be able to push around for future generations. But we're evolving, we're moving on, we're getting off our knees, humanity, and we're not having that anymore, my loves. In a minute you might hear my dogs bark tremendously, so apologise for that. My neighbour's pulling up in his van out there, and they don't like. You can't stand him, can you? No, I know you can. A couple of times I've come up here and I've looked out the window and I've caught him sort of like goading them and winding them up as well, so you can't blame them for it. I've tried to talk to him and smile at him and be nice, but he's not the kind of person who's very responsive to that, so I just leave him to be. Anyway, enough of that, let's move on. This is our soul journey, this is our double mission, so this is our hero's journey. Okay, Inner Earth, you will survive this, new solutions and beginnings. I feel like we've had this one before. Let's have a little look. Inner Earth. You'll survive this, yeah. Inner Earth, also known as Agartha, is believed to be a hidden subterranean world. Oh yeah, we've had this before, it's wonderful. A hidden subterranean world within the planet itself. Many ancient cultures mention it in their stories. It's said that some of the beings of ancient lost lands, such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Ayavada, when I can't pronounce that, and I'm sorry, I've pronounced it before and I cannot pronounce it. It's an Aryavarta, went there. Hindu and Celtic lore mention caves and entrances to underground worlds. Tibetan Buddhism refers to the secret mystical city Shambhala, which is thought to be located in the Himalayas. Many have searched for inner Many have searched for inner Earth in the physical world, but without success. So the mystery continues. Is it a place that exists in the physical or on another level of consciousness? There are solutions beyond what you can perceive, surprising outcomes to your problems and solutions, resolutions that are in the best interests of all involved. If you find you're facing an obstacle or feeling stuck and have no idea what to do, you're being reassured that there is a way out. You'll survive this and things will work out. If you're stuck in a rut, do something to shake up the energy and shift your thinking. Try something you wouldn't normally do. Soon you'll see that whole new worlds of solutions are available. Things that were previously beyond your focus will present themselves. Helpful people, signs from the universe, and support in both expected and unexpected ways are on their way to you. But first you need to do something different to shift your focus so you can receive them. Thank you so much, Spirit, for backing me up there. Sorry, my throat chakra, I feel like my voice has changed. I feel like a lot of the energy that I bring through during the starseed reading in particular is the Pleiadian grandmothers for sure. Okay, my loves. I don't feel like I need to go into that very much because I feel like we already did in the first one, and I feel like that's exactly how these readings work. It's backing up exactly what I've already said to you, my loves, okay? That this is how easy it is to raise our vibrations, and that all of these things will be worked out. We need all of the problems on the planet, all the problems we experience in human life are being worked out. They are being worked out right now. Yes, they are, okay? Believe it. Trust it. Trust yourself, okay? It's when you feel stuck in a rut, it says, you know, when you feel your energy stuck, when you feel like there's no way out, be reassured there's always a way out. You'll survive this and things will work out. If you're stuck in a rut, do something to shake up the energy. It's what I've already talked about, my darlings. It's what I've already said. Laugh at something, help somebody, hug somebody, even if you've got no one, an animal. If you've not got a cat or a dog, there's birds in this, you know, there's always birds that want feeding. There's always something you can find that'll bring you out of that negative vibration, okay? As soon as you can, this is the important bit, soon you'll see that a whole world of solutions are available. Things that were previously hidden from your focus will present themselves while you're in that low energy, what I've just talked about. Now I understand why they were made. It's how it works. While we're in that low energy, it's difficult to see the solutions. We cannot find the solutions while we're in that energy. Once we've raised our vibration, okay, then have a look at those problems and see how we can solve them. It's so simple. It really, really is, my loves. We just need a little bit of reminder and a little bit of encouragement. And that's what these readings are all about. I'm so, so grateful to the Pleiadian grandmothers and all star ancestors involved. And I know many of you will be watching this reading and you may well feel like you resonate with the Pleiadian energy yourselves. Or even if you don't, you will find there is a resonance between you and your star ancestors coming through, my loves, okay? So just allow it to come through. Don't be scared of it. Just take deep breaths if you feel a little bit wobbly or a little bit discombobulated by it or a little bit uncomfortable with it. Just take some deep breaths and drink lots of water. Just allow it, because there's nothing but love there and nothing to fear at all from our star ancestors, okay, my loves? I'm absolutely loving that. What can we do to shift our energy or our outlook? We've already talked about it. This is the card that's helping us to bring it all together, okay? To bridge it all together, to remember that we have that control. We are a child of the cosmos. We can shift the vibration of our own bodies, of our own states of being, of the states of being of those around us and of the planet itself. Okay, my loves, do not doubt it. He writes, and it's the Welsh one. Oh, how magical. So let's have a little look at that. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. Beautiful. Hiraeth is a Welsh word that's difficult to translate, but it refers to a certain longing for homesickness, a yearning for a home or a place to which we cannot return. This unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common in starseeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. For some, it's a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or star system in the universe that the soul remembers and yearns to return to, a place that they have experienced more than Earth. For others, it's a longing for the unity of Source, a remembering of interconnected oneness. This union can lead some starseeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. For others, it can manifest as a need to find home in people, communities and relationships, a journey to find somewhere they truly belong. If you resonate with this yearning for home, but don't really know where home is, you're being invited to remember that your soul chose to be on Earth. You're being called to fully commit to embodying your life. You're being reassured that you didn't come here alone and that your soul consciously decided to experience what it's like to be a soul in a human body on this planet at this time. You're being called to anchor all of your presence, your personality, your soul and your spirit in the here and now. To fully commit to living this life right now. To commit to putting 2 feet completely in. How can you commit more fully to your life? I love that. So that's how we're bringing it all together, to remember this power that we have over ourselves, that we're a child of the cosmos, that we are, this is how we're doing it. It's heeding the call, it's heeding the hero, it's actually honouring that emotion of, and I know many of you will have felt it, if you're an empath, old soul or starseed, or you relate to any of this at all, you will have felt that emotion, like a longing or a homesickness. And you have your home where you come from maybe, and you have your family, and you have different circles that you're involved with. You might be one of those people that, you know, you're perfectly at home, but there's something else that's missing. There's something else that's missing. I was that classic kid who was crazy on sci-fi, as many of you probably were, and used to, like, literally, when I was feeling down in the dumps, I used to literally look at the sky and say, why have they left me behind? You know, beam me up, Scotty. And I remember, this is so daft, but I'll say it to you anyway. I remember the first time I saw E.T. when he gets left behind. He's obviously a little orphan, isn't he, that gets left behind. I was like, I totally related to that. When he's, phone home, is there life on Mars? Sailors fighting in the dance hall, David Bowie, all of that. You really feel that. You really relate to that. That's the hero. But what part of our mission as starseeds is, and this is a tricky part and a difficult part, because we do feel lonely and we do feel like we're not in the right place, or not on the right planet, or not in the right dimension, when we have to deal with all of the heavy, sick energy around us of people and situations and circumstances around us, is to remember that we are meant to be here on Earth. We can never get back there. Okay, now, what does it say? I cannot find it now, but it's sort of, there's a piece of this, where you cannot return. Yearning for a home or a place to which we cannot return. Obviously, that's when I figured out the starseed journey and everything. It totally makes a lot of sense to me when I found out about the Pleiadian civilization and how they live and everything. It made total sense to me of why I've always felt like I have, why I've always looked at my family, bless them, other people around me as I was growing up, or governments, the planet, humanity at large, basically, and gone, why are they doing it like that? Why don't they do that? And you can see different ways of things that can be done. It's so hard for you to get it across, and for you to have other people understand that and integrate that. They're either going to think you're crazy or think it up yourself. And it's like, you're only coming forward with any of that out of love. And that's a painful lesson as part of being a starseed as well, I feel. And it can make you feel like you don't belong. It can make you very much feel like an outsider. And part of the journey is that you do feel lonely and do feel like an outsider. And this is like one of the sort of contradictory sort of energies that we have to deal with being a starseed as well. Is like, yes, but also you have to feel this hero, that you also have to understand that we're not going back. I'm not going back to the Pleiades. I'm here, I'm on Earth. I chose to be here on Earth. We starseeds, we old souls, we chose to come to Earth. We chose this planet. It's a beautiful planet. It's a beautiful life. We chose to be here and do our thing, okay? And the sooner we accept that and live the human experience and have this human experience that our soul is having, and actually integrate your personality, your talents, your skills and all of it into this human experience, this shot of human life that we're being given, okay, to raise the vibration around us, the quicker we're going to be happier, we're going to be enjoying the experience, we're going to feel like we are at home, because we are actually at home, and we're going to be able to do what we came here to do, which is to raise the vibration and move humanity on. Okay, my loves, so I hope that all makes sense. A deep reading today. At the bottom of the pack for consideration also was called Soul Gifts and Training, It's time to step up. So this is what we don't see coming. This is what we forget about sometimes too, as an extra card I was asked to look at. We've had this one before. I believe we had it in the first ever Starseed reading I did for you guys. It's funny what you remember as you go along when you do this sort of thing. Soul gifts and training, yeah. See how she's just about to step through. The figure's just about to step through the door there, yeah. Now you're at a threshold, is what I would suggest. Many of you watching this reading will feel like you're at a threshold and you feel like, oh, it feels a bit scary, or it feels a bit nuts, or you're being called, okay? This is a calling. Please step through, okay? It's time to step up. You came to Earth with a double mission: to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is that your soul is calling you towards, for it is encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts, and it came here to share. Some of you are already aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, what am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and take a leap. And consider, perhaps, that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. I've gone cold all over my darlings. Okay, that backs it up beautifully. Please consider, I feel like a lot of us feel like that, imposter syndrome or whatever it's called, where you feel like, well, who am I to do a starseed reading? Who am I to this, that, or whatever it is you feel you're being called to, that you can use your gifts, that you can use your insights and your experiences to help integrate this energy on the planet. You are just as good as anyone, my loves. Now that's a typical thing that any grandmother would say. I'm well aware of that, and why not? It's absolutely true and timeless wisdom. You are as good as anyone, my loves. Okay, it's time to remember that. It's time to step up. Okay. Consider that if you've been waiting for a sign to step up and step through a door. I did mention at the beginning of this reading, I believe, in the preamble, a lot of you may be starting off new skills, new talents, new ways of learning things, new. Right, I'm sure that came up. And if you've been waiting for a sign that this is the right thing for you to do, consider this, that sign. Okay, my darlings, consider it that sign. There's a starseed activation here, so if you'd like to join in with this with me, please do. If not, then just please stop the video or turn the volume down until I've done this bit. You can always come back and do it when you feel comfortable. It's just going to involve 3 big deep breaths, placing your hand on your heart, and I will actually read the starseed activation to you, okay? But I would urge you to join in, okay, and just trust it. This is a perfect opportunity to do that, and you are completely safe and protected here. Okay, so 3 big belly breaths. And when I say belly breaths, what I mean is breathe in through your nose and allow your bottom half of your belly to fill up and expand to around about the count of 8, okay? When you get there, hold it for around about 4 seconds and then release it through your mouth, okay? For around about 8 seconds. Long, deep breaths. So here we go, my loves. Breathing in. Place your hand over your heart. You can either read this out loud or you can simply listen. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody all of them now, without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. I'll read it again. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now, without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. One more time, my loves. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now, without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes, and so it is. And that's an important point I'd like to make as well. When you feel like, who am I to do this? Who am I to do a tarot reading? Who am I to do a starseed reading? Exactly. Let's just give my own example for a minute. Give people healing, give people guidance, whatever it is you're being called up to do, okay? You've trained for it many lifetimes before, and as soon as you step into that and start owning it, it all starts to make a lot more sense, okay? Without hesitation and without fear. Okay. Perfect love and perfect trust, my darlings. Perfect love and perfect trust. What else wants to happen here right now is... I can't actually see how long we've been recording for. Oh, it's been quite a long reading already. I'm going to... Right, what we'll do one tarot card. Okay, from the Radiant by Spirit Tarot. Oh, they flipped over. 4 discs. Okay, that's what wants to be shown to me now. Is this little handful, okay? I've got to give you a quick read to clarify from the tarot cards. Okay, yeah. Okay, what we've been called to do here, alright, now, we've got a Knight of Cups, we've got a Two of Rods, we've got a Queen of Swords in the reverse, and we've got a 4 of discs. Now, what I want to say is, we are moving forward with love, we are moving forward with sincerity, we are letting go of hesitation, we are moving through, okay? That Knight of Cups and that Two of Rods is showing me that he's holding the world in his hand there, he's holding a globe in his hand there, okay? This is the power that we have. A cup of healing, a cup of love there, the world there. See how they face each other as well, bringing that cup of love to the world. The healing that is needed in the world is within our reach. It's within our own cup. Our own cup is our own heart, okay? Your heart is a portal, never forget that. And that is what we're bringing to the world. We're stepping through here as well. This is about stepping through a portal, the Two of Rods, okay? Into a whole new world. What we're letting go of, the 4 of discs, many of you will already know, it's all about holding on too tightly to very little of value, to very little that has served us, okay? We're being asked to let go of that. We're being asked to let go of that, to clear up. I want to say with the Queen of Swords in reverse, very spiky energy, okay? In her upright position, she's absolutely fantastic and many, many wonderful qualities that we'd all do well to incorporate. But in a reverse position, the same as all the other Kings, Queens and Court cards of the tarot, this is showing us this is what we're letting go of. We're letting go of the dark side of that. With any of the sword cards in the reverse, I feel like it's about self-sabotage. It's like turning that sword on ourselves, being in our own way, creating barriers and boundaries where there doesn't need to be, having spiky attitudes. I want to say bitchy behaviour, just to put it broadly as well. But bitching about stuff generally and how that gets us nowhere. Being unforgiving is coming into this as well very strongly. What's that old phrase? I think it's one of the American Indian tribes. I think it is, I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, please let me know if you've heard of this or if I'm wrong, but there's a phrase that goes something like, stay in a place of not forgiving somebody is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get the effects of that poison, if that makes sense. You're poisoning yourself. Yeah, by remaining in an unforgiving, reversed Queen of Swords energy. So we need to forgive, we need to let go, and there's a lot to forgive, there's a lot to shift, no doubt. But the sooner we can learn to do it, the better it'll be. Forgiving ourselves, even forgiving past versions of ourselves for the way we've had to be, perhaps at the time seemed the right thing to survive, and now we know better, and now we can change and we can let go. So we've been asked to let go of that and allow that in, okay? A new way of healing for the whole world, stepping through that portal. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Spirit, for that. Let's have a quick look at a moon ritual, a Halloween moon ritual, no less, although I do use these all year round. This is Halloween all the time for some of us, eh? I hope you've enjoyed my reading. They are a little bit different, Starseed readings, I gotta be honest. I mean, my tarot readings are different. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up, please give me a like, please give me a share, please leave me a comment, please leave me some honest feedback so I can see how I can improve things for you guys. Always close off with a moon ritual. So let's see what's coming out of it today. And that's a lot. It's just has to slow down my spirit. I'd say thank you so much to the interdimensional beings and energy that comes through those cards. It touches me every time. Absolutely wonderful. Please let me know how you're feeling after this reading. If you're feeling a little bit intense, like I say, take it easy, take some extra self-care. We're still in a very early new moon phase. Drink lots of water, eat something nourishing, do something, get out in the fresh air, do something grounding. Okay, don't overstress any of the things that are coming up for you in these readings. Be very, very gentle with yourself, my loves, okay? It's all good. Right, 2 have come out. There they are. What have we got here? This evening, the full moon energy brings strength to all of my relationships. Well, we're not in a full moon, but we'll just say the new moon energy, which if I look at it, actually, it does look like a new moon. If you focus on that outer edge of it, I don't know why that's the focus I was being shown. I sort of saw that as a new moon. There's almost a line there where you can, yeah. Now it's a new moon. yeah. Now it's an old moon. Now it's a new moon. Okay, yeah, you with me? Just focus on that. The new moon energy brings strength to all of my relationships. So new start in relationships, maybe. Yeah. It's through relationships that we learn most about ourselves. They say you can learn more through your relationships with somebody than you can in books or meditation or tarot readings or anything. So it's very, very important. And I think the danger with a lot of people of our ilk, let's put it like that, is to shut ourselves off. It's something that I've been learning about and trying to open up and heal a little bit more. A little bit at a time anyway. Myself is part of the journey is to shut yourself off and be quite lonely and just go, I don't need relationships or any of that, because I just, I'm very sensitive and I'll just stick to reading books and doing meditations or whatever. But you're going to learn a lot more about yourself if you do open up. So that, like I say, that could apply to the forgiving that needs to come in as well to heal those relationships. Perfect opportunity for new starts within relationships that already exist, forgiving and letting go of the past, or for even starting brand new relationships. Don't forget the most important relationship is with yourself as well. So let the healing come into that and allow a new start. Even if you do feel like you're doing quite well with all that, it's still a new cycle. It's still a new start of Scorpio season and a new relationship with yourself under the auspices of Scorpio to consider. So consider all of that as well, okay? This one says, the light of the moon leads me to communicate with my inner consciousness. Exactly. That's where it's at, my loves. Just like that first card showed us with a child of the cosmos, That's what that was getting at. Allowing ourselves to communicate with our inner consciousness. We already contain all of the codes. We already contain stardust and all of this far out energy that, creates absolute miracles. Because if you think that, your cells renewing each and every day and night isn't a miracle, I don't know what is, So allow that to come into your consciousness. Also to know yourself, know thyself. I want to just highlighting heavily to me that there's a reflection there of the moon, and whenever I see a reflection, that's what it reminds me of is we are how this a reflection is a perfect example of how nature reminds us that we can't. It is like whatever you're thinking, whatever you're spinning, whatever you're focusing on, that's what's being reflected back to you. That's what's being reflected back to you. True reflection. So you think, oh, my life is strife, oh, people are being, whatever. Have a look at what you're doing to bring that back to you, okay? Forgive yourself, let go of your past versions of yourself and all of that as well, and allow these new starts in under the auspices of this new moon in Scorpio, my loves. I hope you've enjoyed my reading. From the bottom of my heart, please get in touch. Please let me know how it's making you feel, how you feel about it all, how we're integrating all of these experiences, what you'd like to see on the channel, what you wouldn't like to see on the channel. I really need your honest feedbacks, and I need to get those thumbs in. So please consider giving me a thumb if you haven't already. You can only hit it once. Don't hit it and then hit it again, because then you'll take away that thumb, because I feel like that happens quite a lot. Please subscribe. Subscribing is really easy. You will never be asked for money from myself or YouTube. It's a few simple steps, and it just means, I can keep the channel going. It's not like a subscription, like a telephone contract subscription or anything. Please hit the bell if you'd like reminders as well. Please leave me a message in the box below. Please take care of yourselves. Happy new moon. I'll be back for Samhain, the weekend. I'll be doing the readings probably on Sunday, I want to say, because I've got a pretty busy weekend this weekend, and then I've got a pretty busy start of the week, which Samhain falls on the Monday this week, and I'll be busy, yeah. So I'll try and get the reading out, try and get the next tarot reading out for Sunday for you guys, okay? And it'll be the Samhain tarot reading. So happy eclipse season, happy new moon, happy Scorpio season, and enjoy the preparations, enjoy whatever you're doing to celebrate Samhain, enjoy the season, embrace the season, and I can't wait to get back on and connect with you guys just before Samhain Eve it'll be, okay my loves? So all the love and all the light.